what's up everybody out there in Learning Land? Tyler from TenThumbsPro.com coming at you with another ukulele tutorial like we do every single Wednesday and Saturday. Today we're going to go ahead and break down some tips that I have for jamming a blues in A. This isn't going to be a note for note solo, but rather just some tricks I have up my sleeve to help you improvise at your next blues jam. I will have printable tabs for some of these ideas up here by becoming a Patreon as well for this tutorial and all our tutorials. But if you came just because you want to be able to jam a blues in A, that's cool, I dig it and I respect it. Why don't you go ahead and grab the ukulele? Brain and attention span. Once you have those three things, follow me on in and let's break this lesson down together. Come on in, let's do it. Okay, so the first thing we got to know is if we're playing blues in A, most of what we're going to do is going to come from the A minor pentatonic. And if you add the flat fifth, that's called the A blues scale. Okay, so then we're going to need to review these shapes that cover that space. The first shape is O2, O3, O3. The next shape is 2, 4, 3, 5, 3, 5. And that's between those two shapes in an A blues where I spend 75, 80, 85% of my time. Okay, the next thing you need to know is where is your A note? Why is that? Because your A note is going to be the last note you play in your solo. It doesn't matter the first note as much as the last note because it's resolution. So you can really start anywhere you want in the scale, these two shapes, or 3, 4, and 5 up the neck if you choose so. But the last note you play is important, okay? So this is your A, and eventually you're going to come around to there. Some tricks that I love right away in this key. Middle finger sliding 2 to 4, 3rd fret of the E to that A note. That's a great boom, boom, boom place to be. Do, 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 do. Because now we're in a root. So that's something I use frequently. Let's say I'll just improvise a lick. And I'll aim for that resolution. All right. Also, don't be afraid to go up to the A, back to the G, and up to the A. All right. You can hit that root, bounce off it, and come back to it as well. All right. Some other cool tricks that I like to do in this key is inspired by Stevie Ray, Jimi Hendrix. What I'm doing here is I'm playing 3rd fret of the E string and the open A together. But I'm sliding this up to the 5th fret and playing both of them at the same time. Really, really classic Stevie Ray stuff. Oops. You can take it even further and enter the 4th shape of the A minor, 8th fret on the E, 7th fret on the A string. And it's really nice in blues when you're playing these double stops to approach them either from 2 frets down, a whole step, or a half step. All right, so far we have the 2 shapes that I use most are A root, some Stevie Ray ideas, and to build off that Stevie Ray idea, another thing I do that's a little more Jimi Hendrix is barring 3 and 3, going up to 5, and back to 3 and 3. From there, I'm holding these 2 down and just playing around with the 5th fret and the 4th fret of the C string. So that's another place where I get a lot of mileage out of what I'm doing with my improv. Okay, let's move past shape 1 and 2, where I spend most of my time. We're going to kind of float over the third shape, but it looks like this. Okay, 4, 7, 5, 8, 5, 7. And into shape 4, which is going to be 7, 9, 8, 10, 7, 10. 10 is a G. Into shape 5, up here on the 12th fret, you have an A note, which is a fun way to kick off a solo. You can pluck that, slide down, and then rock, but it's also a really cool way to finish a solo. So I'm gonna improv some lines and watch me work up the neck with the goal of making this my last note. All right. That's a really nice way to kind of finish it with some intensity, some vigor, some power. Okay, another cool thing you can do is the B note. And now we're getting into like this Dorian area, but I like to bend my A note up to this B. And even though B isn't in our scale, it's a really nice color tone that you should know that you have available, especially over your 1 chord. So while the 12 bar is in the over the A, you can feel free to play around with that B note, and you're going to get some really cool results. All right, so those are some ideas in general. Another thing that's important to your phrasing is to be able to nail the change from the A to the D. The easiest way to do that is by nailing the D note, the root note. So up here on the 5th fret of the A string, oops, you have a D note. While I'm jamming over my 1 chord, I'm just improvising, using some Stevie tricks, leaning on that A. Okay, it's going to the D. Two, slide 4, 3, 5, 3, 5. Because you don't just want to, okay, it goes to the D, just play a D note. It's best to approach that anticipating the chord change. So you could be 3 and 4 and 1. And that's the first beat over that D. Now it's a D7, which means playing between this D and the 3rd fret here, this C. Will give you some really, really nice results. Okay? Now, the last thing is the turnaround. You're going to add an E note, and an E note is a note that we have access to, 7th fret up here on the A string. So what I like to do on a turnaround is get up and touch that E, similar the way we approached it with our D. And then I'm in my scale shape, the one I don't use very often, scale 3. But I'm emphasizing that E over the E chord. It drops to the D, I'm going to do the same thing. And then it goes to the E. Same thing, so my turnaround, I emphasize the E note over the E chord, D note over the D chord, A note over the A, and then this classic basic turnaround lick. Slide 5 up to 7, and then 5, 6, 7. This 6th note is our flat 5th. So you can also play with these E flats in there. Just know that's a total passing tone and you never want to resolve on it. So you want to just pass through it. But at the very end, it sounds really, really nice as a way to turn around the entire thing. All right, so those are some ideas of how I jam an A. I hope you dig it. Keep on rocking and rolling. And until next time, stay greasy, my friends. Life is good. Rock and roll. All right, everybody, so that was it. Thank you so much for watching in the very end. We appreciate you here at TenThumbs Pro, and now you're able to go ahead and sit in and shred at your next blues jam in the key of A. Have a lovely day. Keep on rocking and rolling. Keep on loving life, and we're going to see you real soon for another tutorial on one of these tasty styles. Take care of yourselves, and keep on keeping on.